In case you all didn't notice, my audio's been really bad the last few weeks, and I think I've got it fixed now. Hopefully in this video it's going to be a little better, but I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you a couple things I've, relearned about editing audio and editing video so that you can make better videos. But this isn't just for YouTube. As a game dev, you're gonna have to make videos for your Steam trailer, you're gonna have to make videos to post on socials. There's all kinds of video content that you are gonna have to post. And if you know a little bit about video editing and can avoid some common mistakes that hopefully I'll tell you about, you're gonna make much better videos and people are gonna watch those videos much more often. First one of these, it may seem obvious, but pay attention to your audio channels. A lot of times, especially if you record with a mic or something like this, it's gonna record as mono. And if it records as mono, then it only comes from one side or the other. And that's really not gonna work very well when you go to post that on Steam. You can also get in situations where you have mono audio in your video, like if you have a song that's in mono for some reason and it's not centered, it's gonna come from the left or right, and it's just gonna sound really bad with your Steam trailer. So pay attention to make sure in your video editor that your audio is set to stereo. If you have a mono track, you can just duplicate it and set one to the left channel and one to the right channel, and that makes it stereo. It works pretty well. And it's gonna help you have a much better trailer for your game. It's gonna have much better audio in there. So more on these channels, pay attention to the volume bars. These things are your friends. They help you a whole lot. The EQ bars are those little bars on the usually right-hand side of the audio, and you see them bounce up and down as you're talking or something like that, or as a song is going. And sometimes they're green, sometimes they're yellow. If things are really bad, they turn red. You really don't want to get in the red zone because that makes your audio clip. And if your audio clips, there's nothing you can do about it in editing. So how can you avoid this? Well, most of the time when you're making a Steam trailer, you're using music that you got somewhere else. If you make your own, then you probably know how to record audio already because that's pretty hard to do. But when you bring in audio from somebody else, you have to mix that audio with sound effects from your game to make sure everything sounds good together. Most likely, if you're using it for your Steam trailer, you should already have quality audio and it wasn't recorded so that it clips. So that one probably won't be an issue, but you can definitely increase the volume on that too much to push the volume up too high and get it into the yellow or red zones. Yellow's not bad, it's just kind of a warning. Red is the bad place, you don't want to go there. It's going to sound like crap when you play it on anything else. For most media on the internet, including Steam trailers, I think you want to aim for -14 LUFS. That's loudness units relative to full scale. Most video editors have something where you can set the scale. DaVinci Resolve does, as I learned recently in my previous videos where I messed it up and the audio was way too quiet or way too loud. I'll link another video down in the description where I learned about this in Resolve, so hopefully it's going to help you too. And you can avoid some of the audio problems like I had these past weeks. Finally, that last one that's going to help you make better Steam trailers, time the action in your video to beats in your song. So if you listen to your song, you can usually hear a drum beat or you can hear something like that that'll be consistent throughout the song. If you can find that beat, time transitions in your Steam trailer to that beat, and it makes for some really cool effects. If you watch a lot of professionally done trailers, you'll see this happen. A lot of times they'll have the big swoosh sound and then there's a bang and then it transitions to a new scene. And that's all about timing the video to the audio. And it can really help level up your trailer so that it looks better, so that people are more engaged with it. But there is a catch with this, and this is what has kicked me over and over again. I keep messing it up, and I keep remembering that it happens. I know that it happens, and I always forget. If you're editing audio, or you're trying to time the audio, or sync it up to something else, don't use Bluetooth headphones. There's a delay. And if you make that match in your editor with the Bluetooth headphones, guess what? When it goes to upload and someone else sees it, there's going to be a delay. And so it's going to look like you're talking in the future and then they hear the sound in the past. Not that I'm guilty of that in any of my past videos. So be really careful about that. Use wired headphones, use speakers, just do not use Bluetooth headphones or wireless headphones. I do have some bonus tips for you. This is more maybe if you're making devlogs or if you're talking on YouTube, but these are things that I learned over the past week that I definitely messed up, but they're not really related to the original topic, making Steam trailers. Maybe if you're making a devlog and you're talking on your devlog, this is going to help you. This is why I put them at the end. The first one of those, if you're using an external mic like the one I'm using here, make sure that whatever you're recording with is actually using that mic. I recorded a bunch of content earlier these weeks that was actually just using my cell phone mic and it sounded like I was in a tin can. and it's because I didn't turn the mic on. So pro tip, or not so pro tip in this case, turn your mic on and make sure it's selected on your phone. The last of these bonus tips I have is if you're using multiple video clips. So this is pretty common in devlogs. You might have your game, you might have the editor, you might have you might have a bunch of other things. They're really highly produced most of the time. And when you go in the editor to edit that video, it can be pretty intimidating and it can be pretty annoying to have to deal with all that. One way that I found that was useful to deal with a bunch of different video clips in the same production is to make separate timelines. Timelines is what they're called in Resolve. I think they're called something different in Premiere. I can't really remember because I've never used it. But I found if I made and edited separate timelines and then composed all of those separate timelines into a main timeline, then that helped a lot when it came to, oh, I have to fix all the audio now. Whoops, it's off by 3 seconds. I was able to move the audio on the main clip instead of every single clip that I had messed up along the way. So that was really helpful. It's also helpful to mix in the B-roll that way, I found. So maybe that's going to be useful if you're making a devlog. Like I said, these are bonuses. That's why they're at the end. That's all I got for today. If you guys are making Steam trailers or game trailers, can't wait to see them. Hopefully some of these tips really help you make better trailers and avoid some of the mistakes that I've unfortunately learned again these past weeks. If you like this kind of stuff, give me a like and subscribe down at the bottom. See you next time.